Alright, hey YouTube, Muckluck here, and I have spent the last hour trying all the ins and outs of the new Shortbow on Engineer. Now, Engineer is a class I'm the second most familiar with behind Ranger. I mained Scrapper support for over a year, and then Mech for all of End of Dragons, or the first, many months of End of Dragons. Loved both of them, and then they both got changed dramatically, and I went back to my Druid after that. So let's talk about the Shortbow. Shortbow 1, it says it inflicts weakness, but then underneath it actually inflicts vulnerability. It does not inflict weakness, but the tooltip says it does. I don't know what it's going to do by the time they finish with it, but this is a beta. The 2, it makes a sand barrier when you detonate it. So you hit 2 and then you hit 2 again, and then it does some barrier. Now, it has a chain reaction, so if you do something else, then do the 2 and then detonate the 2, both will pulse barrier, and or not pulse, sorry, both will do barrier and you'll get more. So if I do like 5, 4, 2, and then hit 2, then all 3 explode for barrier, and there's more barrier. Okay, so whatever one you hit last, more of that thing will happen. So next up is the 3. The 3 does healing. And the 3, if I just do it here, and then I stand in this, and I activate it, you'll see there's a lot of green numbers. It does pulsing healing. But let me move out of this for just a second. Now, if I do 2, 4, 3, and then I detonate the 3, all of them will do pulsing healing. So there's more healing. Kind of neat, okay? Now, you still get the initial effects from the other, so a little barrier, a little might, a little healing, and then they all pulsed healing because that was the last one I detonated. Now, the 4 generates might, and then it pulses might. So it's 5 might immediately, and then 1, 1, 1, 1 on pulses. So a total of 9 stacks of might come from this if you use it alone. However, if you do a whole bunch and then detonate that, they all will do might, and it shoots up. Now, I have tested it, and on a Mechanist, if you have the mech punching with the high impact drivers, which is standard for support mech, and you just periodically use the 4 and detonate it, you'll keep 25 stacks up. You don't have to do anything special. The F3 barrier burst that you usually use to keep barrier up gives some might. The mech punching gives might. The 4 gives might. That's 25 stacks. You don't have to do the crazy combo with the 4. It's just not necessary. The 5 is a 200 CC, and then it does slow for 5 seconds. And then if you combo it with the others, they all will pulse slow. Now, 5 seconds of slow is 250 more CC. However, it's rare that you have a CC bar that is more than 5 seconds long. And if it's a world boss like Suwon, I think she's got a 10-second break bar. You've got so many people there, she's going to have every condition in the game on her. So your 200 CC on impact will hit, but the 10 seconds of slow you queue up if you do like 2, 3, 5, and then detonate the 5, and then they're all pulsing slow, it's only going to do the 200 CC on hit. The slow is probably not going to stick because there's so many people there. And inside a fractal or something, there's not, I can't think of any 10-second long break bars, but on its own, it's basically 450 CC. 200 immediately, and then 250 over 5 seconds. Now, the fact that it's an ethereal field is kind of interesting. You can use the field and then detonate it, and it will do a combo, and I did that in the wrong order, so I have to do that again. So 2 is a blast finisher, the others are fields. So if I do 2, 5, and then detonate that, we get Chaos Auras, which is kind of cool. Anytime an ally is hit while they have a Chaos Aura, they can get Swiftness or Prot or Regen, one of those 3 per hit. And then, they only have the aura for 3 seconds, though. It's pretty short. So 2, 5, 5, and Chaos Auras. And you can do that on a whole pile of people. And that's actually pretty neat. But let's look at the other stuff. So you've got all this stuff. I would imagine if you're like in a spicy situation, you're going to want to use the 4 every time it lights up just for the mic upkeep. You will want to use the 2 and the 3 whenever they're up. However, if possible, you'll usually want to hit the 3 last. For every additional arrow chaining with the 3, there's about 2,000 healing worth that's going to pulse out. If you chain everything to where you hit the 2 last, you get 1,200 barrier. So it's 1,200 barrier per arrow if they're chained together if this is last, 2,000 healing per arrow if they're chained together if this is last. So if I just say spawn an average golem, and this is a mid-strength damage field, not an extreme one, and I come running in here, and I do like 2, 4, 3, and then detonate the 3, and I'll also have the mech do some barrier. You see the health bars are going back up. That's wonderful. And I'll do some medkit stuff and go back to it, and I'll do 2, 3, and then 3 again, and then I'll do 4, and then 4 again, just to keep that might up, and you can see that might is staying up. And then I'll use 2, and I'm going to leave it on the ground, use 3, and then 3 again, and then I'll bandage blast again, and there's a little bit more of healing from that. And then 2 and 4, and I'm waiting for my 3 to come up again. And I haven't even used Barrier Signet yet. I could use Barrier Signet just to make this even more comfy and, you know, less stressful. And there's Barrier. So, yeah, I'm able to heal through this. And it's fine. It's okay. But let's talk about what I'm missing right now. All right? Let's talk about what we don't have. And that therein lies the problem. Engineer cannot weapon swap in combat. Neither can an Elementalist. Those two classes cannot do that. So what we've got is we've gone from Mace Shield to Shortbow to do this test. Because they said the Shortbow was for, you know, testing this out. Now, first off, our Alacrity did not suffer. Support mech provides Alacrity every time it provides Barrier. And the 2, the sucker here, pulses Barrier, which means it will do, you know, basically here's some Alacrity, here's some Alacrity, here's some Alacrity, and it'll keep doing like small amounts of it. And then if you chain it, that it'll do even more. That combined with the fact that your mech is pulsing Barrier, combined with the fact that this pulses Barrier, combined with the fact that this pulses Barrier, your Alacrity is going to be fine. Now, additionally, they added Fury to Barrier Burst. Something that Heal Mech suffered with, and now it's fine. Heal Mech can easily keep Fury up. With Alacrity and hitting F3 every time it lights up, you got Fury covered, so we've already covered Might, we've already covered Fury, we have already covered Alacrity. Those 3, very easy to keep up. Regeneration, one of the most important boons for a healer, and in any fight at the end, if you look at the healing meter, what did the most healing, it's usually regen. Regeneration is suffering. Bandage Blast will only hit people that are wounded, and it will do 6 seconds of regen with an 8-second cooldown. The 5 will do 12 seconds of regen with a 20-second cooldown. So that's some regen. Now you can run a Comeback Cure, which will give regen to people when you cure a condition from them. Awesome. Sometimes it's silly good. You have like a ton of conditions on the raid and you're like, blarg, and you just cure all of them and they all become regen. It's sick. But then other times the boss just punches you in the face really freaking hard and doesn't do any conditions and you can't keep regen on people. So 100% regen uptime is suffering with Shortbow, and that is because Mace 2 gave 100% regen uptime and vigor. So going to Shortbow, you lost vigor and you lost 100% uptime on regen. Protection. We have some protection on Crisis Zone, but Crisis Zone is usually saved for when you need stability or Aegis. You have protection on your shield skills. We're not using a shield right now. You have protection on Thumper Turret. This is awful. You have to carry around a Thumper Turret, drop it next to people. It has a very short range. They have to stand next to it. And every time the group moves, you pick it up, and then it's 30 seconds before you can put it down again. So protection as a whole is awful to keep up on Heal Mech. It's not feasible right now. If I'm missing something, please correct me. I would love to be wrong about this, and then I'll let people know that I was wrong about this. I don't see it. So without shield, because this trait puts some protection on the shield. We don't have the shield. I can't keep prod up right now. So Fury, Alac, Might, good. Regen, sometimes. Swiftness, sometimes. Vigor, never. Prot, can't keep it up. We need a pill for that. We cannot keep it up. So that's the deal with this. Now, I love the new Bandage Blast. The fact that it seeks out low health targets, so like it'll find people that are wounded, then give them regen. So like if I'm in a group on my druid and I put down Healing Spring and it is doing regeneration applications, it will always hit the 5 people in my party, even if they're full health and already have tons of regen and there's other people that need it. It'll always hit my party first. Bandage Blast seeks out low health people first, then applies the regen. So I believe even if you're in a squad, if all the people who are low health are in the other group, it will go to them and give them regen. I need to test this further. I think that's how it's going to function based on what I've seen. If so, that's awesome. I love that AI. That's basically smart healing, and I wish more skills had that. That's awesome. But the Heal Mech really suffers with, the Heal Mech with the Shortbow is worse off in the boons category than it was with Mace Shield. And if they need to, I don't know, do like what they did with Stone Spirit, where it pulses some protection, put that on Barrier Signet. And put it on Barrier Signet and Bulwark Gyro for Scrapper, and the prot problem would be solved. But that's an issue right now. So because of that, Heal Mech, what did we gain from this? We gained a CC on Bow 5. Mace Shield had 3 CCs. We gained Might Generation. Might Generation was fine with Mace Shield on Heal Mech. We gained Condition Removal. Our condition removal with Elixir Gun and Medkit was completely fine. We did not need more. We gained some pulsing healing that, if you combo it right, is quite strong for short periods of time. Did not have that on Mace Shield. All the healing from Mace Shield was from the Mace 2's regen. But we're losing that, so I'd honestly rather have the permanent regen. Animated Sand does barrier. This is more barrier than the Mace 2 did, in theory. It's 6 seconds of barrier every 6 seconds. But the thing is you fire it, you have to wait for it to land, then detonate. So it's closer to a 7 or 8 second cooldown because of the animation time. But it's okay. As a whole, the weapon, I think, feels really clunky to use because it's like 2, and then you're like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I had to hit that like 5 times for it to detonate because of how long the animation is. Now, it's a beta. It is a beta, and I'm giving my feedback, but I don't see a use for this. Let's swap over to Heal Scrapper, another class I feel I know really well. There's 2 things here I want to cover. I'm going to try to make this quick. So Heal Scrapper is usually something like this. So if we're running the bow instead of Mace Shield, similar problem. We lost Vigor, we lost 100% regen uptime on our teammates, and we have to do blast finishers to keep quickness up. I tested it, it's not bad. If I do some stuff here, and then I do this, there's some quickness, and we've got a blast finisher every 60 seconds here. It is not that bad keeping up quickness, because you can, the 2 is a blast finisher, and the other stuff are combo fields. And then, you know, that is a blast finisher. And so you can pretty easily keep up the quickness at around 15 to 20 seconds uptime, and also 25 might. So, Heal Scrapper, it is easier to keep 25 might up. Before, it was kind of a nightmare keeping 25 might up because you had to start Blast Gyro, do a blast finisher with your shield, with your medkit, and your elixir gun, which are 3 different weapon sets before the blast gyro detonated to get the fire field procs. So it is easier keeping 25 might on Heal Scrapper, but 100% uptime on regen is gone, and vigor is gone, just like with the mech thing. Prot has been added to Bandage Self and Function Gyro. I hate this. Your biggest self-heal, you now have to burn on cooldown to keep Prot up on a teammate. Your revive to save lives, you have to burn for 8 seconds more protection on a teammate. So you will not have your largest heal on demand, and you will not have your save someone's life on demand. Now, and even with burning both of those, with Alacrity, you're close to 100% Prot uptime. And again, you used to get Prot from shield skills, but you're using a shortbow, not a shield. So I feel that the shortbow it's a cool idea. In execution, I feel like this doesn't fit anywhere. The slow animations are going to make it not really good for PvP. World v World, maybe, because it's just like blobs slamming into each other. It might work there. Conquest, no way. Like, fractals and stuff, you know, maybe if you can catch your group in these things, but you need them to be in this for 5 seconds to get all the might and the barrier and the heals and stuff like that. So it needs to be a fight like a strike mission or something where you're mostly in the same general area to really shine, if you can even say it shines. The chaos fields are cool. Having the 5 be the last one of the finisher makes chaos fields, but again, it lasts 3 seconds, it has a 20-second cooldown, and it has a chance of giving them Prot or regen or swiftness when they get hit with that. It's just essential boons. So like the bow doesn't seem great, and also Heal Scrapper seems really rough right now, and it's a shame. I love Function Gyro. What they need to do is take the protection, take all the boons off of Bandage Self. That is an emergency heal. That should not be something we waste for boons. Take all the boons off of Function Gyro. That is a save someone's life or execute someone. That is not a button that you use to keep boons up. Put them on something else. For example, on Druid, when they use Stone Spirit, it pulses protection. When a Necromancer uses their a support Scourge Necromancer uses their Shroud, it pulses protection. Put pulsing protection on Bulwark Gyro for Scrapper and on Barrier Signet for Mechanist. Boom. That issue's done. Get it off of our emergency buttons so those can be saved for emergencies. And this, I'm not even talking about the shortbow right now. I'm talking about this would be better. this would be a whole lot better. So yeah, that's my thoughts. As someone who played like Heal Scrapper for a year and then Heal Mech for like 6 months, that's my thoughts looking at this. The protection is a problem for both of the classes. Even when you're using a shield, having to burn all your shield skills every time they light up feels miserable, especially now that it's so much easier to like literally Scourge just shroud once every 25 seconds. They're hitting the button anyway, and it's 100% uptime when prot. So it's like prot's a defensive boon. This is a defensive skill. That makes total sense to me. Slap it on there, you'd be a-okay. But right now, having to constantly use Bandage Self just for boons, and then not having the Bandage Self when you're, continuing to get trucked and, not saving it for when you actually need the big heal is it's really rough behavior. It doesn't feel good. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's my thoughts after, testing the new Shortbow and the new Scrapper and Mech out for like an hour. Mech, Fury easier. Bow doesn't really seem like it fits anywhere in my eyes as a support weapon. And Heal Scrapper, take the boons off of the emergency buttons and put them on like a gyro or something. They shouldn't be there. Okay, that's it. That's my thoughts. Please, if you think I'm wrong, tell me in the comments down below. I want to know. I don't want to spread misinformation. I'm just sharing what my findings are. And if you found something, some way to make this work, let the community know, and I'll pin it at the top. All right, see ya.